everyone, and welcome to a build guide for engineer. So today I have a pretty much a prot hollow build. It's not exactly prot hollow because it doesn't have that one utility that gives you a lot of protection, but it does still cleanse a lot. So you won't have much of an issue with cleansing, but I'll get into that later. So let's get into the traits. I am running alchemy, inventions, and holosmith. So for alchemy, I am running invigorating speed for the vigor, because every time you hollow leap, gain vigor, of course, every 10 seconds. But pretty much you need to dodge as much as possible to stay into photon forge. Of course, you don't really always want to stay into it, but it it's pretty much most of your damage. So I'm also running comeback here. You don't have to take this, but I think this trait is actually pretty nice for how this build runs. So you can also take Elixir E if you're used to that or if you think it's better. It's perfectly viable. That protection also has some good synergy with one of our other traits that I'll get into a moment. I'm also running HGH because we got a lot of elixirs in this build. Um, we got like over like around 8 elixirs, including these traits, Lesser Elixir C and Lesser Elixir B. It really helps. All right, on to inventions. I am running Overshield. Pretty basic for a Prot Hollow type build. Every time you use a shield skill, you gain protection, and that protection also gives you decreased incoming damage. So it's just a really good trait, and these other traits aren't really that great. They're all right. I mean, this automated medical response is a 120-second cooldown, but you get another healing turret. So if you want that, you can try it out and see how well it works for you. I am also running experimental turrets mainly because of Thumper turret for the protection. Um, you don't have to take that, but it's very useful. I just use Thumper Turret for the CC, or you can take one of your many other stun breaks. So, if you do replace experimental turrets, then you can take Mecha Legs, or you got a lot of blast finishers, you can take Soothing Detonation. But you would most likely take Mecha Legs. For our next trait, we got Anti-Corrosion Plating. It's pretty much every time you grant protection to an ally or yourself, you cleanse conditions. So that's what pretty much makes our makes Overshield really good, and our Thumper turret be really good because of that protection. Um, it's just really nice to have. I don't see any other trait being that great, so you're probably best off just taking anti-corrosion plating. So for Holosmith, it's pretty basic. We got the prismatic converter. If you're really having trouble with like power classes like Spellbreaker or uh, Ranger, you can take light density amplifier. Of course, you can cleanse conditions more often with prismatic converter. But yeah, that's just a personal preference and pretty much what you're against, pretty much. So we're also taking crystal configuration Eclipse. Very nice trait. Doesn't give stability anymore as it used to, which is kind of sad, considering Engineer doesn't have much stability anymore now because of that. But we get by. You can also take Zephyr for more mobility. I wouldn't recommend it because then there won't be a lot of ways to proc invigorating speed. So if you do take Zephyr, you would probably want protection injection, honestly, because that's more protection every 30 seconds if you're disabled anyway. But yeah, so Eclipse. Next, we got Vent Exhaust or Thermal Release Valve. Pretty much helps you stay in Forge for a longer time. Gives you more healing because every time you dodge, you lose heat, which also um, activates heat therapy. So always nice. And it gives a little bit of burning and a little bit of damage, but nothing too noticeable there. So that was the traits. Next we got the abilities. The abilities we're using here is Healing Turret, Elixir C, Thumper Turret, Elixir Gun, and Mortar Kit. So for the healing, you can take either Elixir H or Healing Turret. Elixir H is really good for the self-healing, not really that great for area healing, but it's very good, especially when you're taking HGH. It's on a 20-second cooldown, gives you might, protection, so you get that free Condi Cleanse, some regen, can't complain about regen, and swiftness. So good for some more mobility and can proc your invigorating speed. You also got Toss Elixir H. We got Elixir C. Elixir C is just, you know, really good Condi Cleanse. It's gonna be, it can be hard to get it off because of that half-second cast time, especially when you're fighting like a Necro who can like spear you for 30 seconds, you know, whatever. Uh, you also got Toss Elixir C. Pretty nice just to spam that whenever you need it. I would suggest having at least like 2 to 3 conditions on you before you use it, so you can use the max amount of conversions. But otherwise, you can toss this at your allies, and you can also give them the comeback cure if you wish. That's pretty much Elixir C. It also gives you might too, and can't complain about that. We got Thumper Turret. This is a good CC. It gives you protection as well if you're taking experimental turrets, uh, which also actually gives you a reflective barrier. So that's always pretty nice, you know, against rangers who have longbow and stuff. That's Thumper Turret. We also got Rumble for its 2-belt skill. It's a stun break, which is kind of why I took Thumper Turret. And it's also a blast finisher if you really need a blast finisher. It also gives you 1 second of stability. Not really that noticeable, but it can help you get out of a sticky situation. Or Elixir Gun. Elixir Gun is very good. I think it's one of the best kits we have right now. So, you know, we got Tranquilizer Dart, just bleeding, weakness, you know, pretty good on those power classes. Blob Shot, you would probably just use it for the damage, I mean, and the cripple too, because that swiftness isn't gonna really do anything unless it hits your allies, because it won't hit you, that's for sure. At least doesn't hit me often. Fumigate is really good for curing conditions on allies, so use that whenever your allies need condition cleanse or on a down so they can't heal as fast. Acid Bomb, you would really want this, would really want to use this offensively, you know, because this is really good damage. I will show you real quick how much damage this can do. Um, almost 1,000 for Acid Bomb. It's not a bad skill to use off cooldown. Use that when you can. Very offensive. You can also use it to disengage. You also got Super Elixir, which is just it's just a nice cleanse, and it can also heal. You can use that with your Acid Bomb if you need the Condi Cleanse, but otherwise, it's just a very nice skill for sustain. You also got Healing Mist, which is a stun break, and gives you regen and some might because it's an elixir. You gotta note that regen also gives you 250 healing power because of energy amplifier. So really, it's pretty good to have so much regen on you, because then your incoming heals that you do yourself anyway are more. So yeah, Mortar Kit is pretty standard to have. I think it's pretty much the best elite skill you have on Engineer. Just really good utility. You also got an Elixir on your Mortar Kit 5, which also gives you might and some healing. Got your flash shell, which gives the enemy blindness, which is really good. I would suggest using this frequently when you're in a fight. It's very nice to have. Endothermic shell, also pretty nice, especially if you're running away. You can just shoot this on an enemy and then just disengage or whatever you need to do. Poison gas shell, use it on downs mainly because it's terrible damage. I wouldn't suggest using it in a fight unless you're just spamming buttons. Mortar shot is the one you want to start spamming pretty much. Yeah, pretty much you want to spam it because it's your highest dealing ability in your mortar kit. So use that whenever you need to do some range poking, like big range poking because it's a 1500 range. So yeah, that's pretty much the whole entire build. I will also actually show you the amulet and rune. I won't forget that. So I am running Paladin. You can run a lot of amulets with this build. You can run Demolisher for more damage. You can run Avatar for more healing, if you really want to. But I would suggest either Demolisher or Paladin as the most viable, you know. So for rune, I use Rune of Resistance. You can probably use Rune of Holbrick, even though I have not really tried any other rune other than Resistance. But you can test out other runes if you really want to. I am also using Sword Shield, and my sigils are Sigil of Intelligence and Sigil of Energy for that extra endurance and more damage with Sigil of Intelligence. So I am going to get into a quick game, and yeah, and then I'll just show you off this build. I won't be planning to win the game, but if I do, that would be pretty awesome. I just want to show you how this build can do. So I will queue, and I will see you there. All right, we are back, and yeah, and I'm pretty excited to show off this build. It has been giving me a nice time. As you can see, 6 wins and all with this build. So let's hope I can actually do this build justice, and we'll see what happens. Note, and this is also a warning, that you might hear my keyboard. I know some people do not like that, so if you want to, you can close up the video and play the build for yourself, or do whatever you need to. But yeah, I am very aware that this is a thing. So I'm gonna try and commentate on what I'm doing. And yeah, this is also going to be raw footage. I am not going to be doing voiceover for this, so we're going to do that. So let's have some fun. Alrighty. So, for the beginning of the match, if you are a newer engineer player, I usually just spam Hollow Leap on the door, so you can give swiftness to your allies. Alright, we're going to go up here, and I am going to go into Mortar Kit to start her off, maybe hit some people. There's a Hammer Guardian, that's great. Let's set down our Thumper turret. Got lots of conditions. You will probably see why it is kinda hard to get off Elixir C. Mainly because of all the stuns and the lack of stability. So, I don't know if I can save this person, but maybe we can. That's actually very risky. No, we can't. Damn. Right. Oh, well. I failed to do that. Use my throw elixir C. Enemy captured the clock tower. I am going to die a miserable death if I don't cleanse. You can run out of cleanse pretty frequently. It's probably why you want to be mindful of the situations and the fights you are in. You don't want to stay into a fight too long if you're running out of cooldowns, like I did. So sometimes you don't want to follow me on. I do. No. Uh, but our team has 2 points, so, well, we did. That is okay. Should be able maybe to get the decap on mid, which we did. Noise. Someone's coming home. I will be able to show you the capability for 1v1ing. So I'm gonna use my acid bomb there. Oh, he's using bomb kit. That's interesting.
Clock tower captured.
This is a new build. He's dying pretty good. Do not want to get into those slick shoes on the enemy team, or the enemy. Alright, and he's down because I got a +1. I'm gonna actually pick up that to lower the cooldown on Thumper turret. You can pick up your turrets to lower the cooldown of them. You really want to. So, yeah. We will cap this point. But yeah. You would want to use your mortar kit in pretty much every 1v1 if you can. Mainly the flash shell, so you give pulsing blindness to the enemy. It's very nice. So let's go to mid, and
Clock tower
well,
captured.
they don't actually need any help, and we got 3 points. Nice. I don't know if it's me being lucky, or I actually have no idea. It's probably just me being lucky with these rounds. Okay, that's an odd time to invuln, my friends. But I will not complain, since you have no more invuln. Alright. Do that. See, as I lunge on Acid Bomb, I can just weapon swap, and it will stop the lunge. So, it is a bit of a like a piano type gameplay with all the kits, but trust me, it is not as hard as it looks. If you're a newer player, then it's probably harder than it looks. But I think with a little bit of practice, you will be all right. Now, I don't call myself a good player at all, or at least a great player. So if you are a pro player, please do not hurt me with how I'm doing right now in terms of helping the team. I'm going to go home. That's a DH. I actually don't know what that DH is playing. Seems like he's the CC build. He has a trap here. Why did I do that? His traps actually don't hurt, as the other DH I fought today did. Apparently he didn't get CC'd by my Thumper turret, but oh wow, he must have a lot of stability.
Windmill captured.
Let's do our acid bomb there. I did use my my poison field on mortar kit, mainly because it's just more damage. Wouldn't really suggest using it, but if you must, then you must. And we got him down. So I'm just gonna these 2 on him, so he can't CC me. Mainly, he couldn't CC me because I put Flash Shell under him. So it was very easy to stomp them. You can also alternatively use use Thumper Turret to CC them and then stomp them. That's also viable. Whatever you can to CC them. So yeah, we are doing really good, which is awesome. I'm glad I'm looking good for the camera. Well, I actually don't know. Wow, he respawned very fast. Maybe... No, I think it's just me. I took too long on my own point. Boy.
An enemy trebuchet was destroyed.
You can also keep healing turret out for the extra vigor, because it gives you vigor. And also a reflective shield if you need it against ranged. It's also very viable. I'm gonna stay mid. But yeah, this build is a team fighter and a duelist. Team fighting because it does have good support abilities and some nice cleave potential. I'm just going to defend these 2 points. I might
Clock
join the
tower
far fight,
captured.
but you never know, someone might side node to mid or home. Really want that to happen. I'll keep an eye out. Yep, here comes the Guardian again. Okay. Well, I guess that's fair enough. Stability might have saved me there, but no. That was kind of my fault for standing there. I shouldn't really use my healing turret right now, but... Oh my god, that's such a long knockdown. Jeez. Okay, so if I can CC him, I'll be able to get some nice damage on him. He might pull me, who knows, because he's got that chain on me.
Windmill captured.
But yeah, you want to stay in Photon Forge as much as possible to dish out the most damage possible. Because otherwise you won't probably be doing much damage. Um, and you want to dodge as much as possible for your stuff to cool down. Because you don't want to overheat. You might die. Especially in a fight. Good fight. Indeed. Yes, I just had to get +1. Don't know why I'm not hitting it. Okay. Alright, well, that was actually a really fast match, which was kind of in my favor.
Your
So I could just
team
quickly
is
show you how the
victorious.
build works. I hope
Clock
that taught
tower
you something.
captured.
I felt like I did not, I don't think I did much there, but yeah, it does work. I did all right with the stats, 25% of the damage, pretty much 15% of the kills, and yeah, this was the build, guys. I hope you did enjoy, and I hope you learned something, and maybe I'll see more of you guys in the battlefield this build, which would be pretty awesome. So, I will see you guys in the next video, and you can also follow my socials as well. I do stream on Twitch pretty often. Um, Whenever I do PvP, I will probably be doing this build, so if you have any questions, I will be glad to answer them. So yeah, see you in the next video, guys.